Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Aso Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at what is next in love for you. So you don't necessarily have to be single, but I am just putting a disclaimer that I am reading from the perspective of single people, and that's going to be my assumption, or you're in some kind of complicated thing. But yeah, so if you're not single, you can definitely still watch this. You just might have to alter things to make more sense for you. But yeah, we have 4 piles today. We have pile 1 with the Tarot of the Divine, pile 2 with the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, pile 3 with the Santa Muerte Tarot, and pile 4 with the 8th House Tarot. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one. Just go with your gut and do what feels right. There's really no right or wrongs here. This is all about you getting the messages you need. So trust your gut, and like I said, you really can't do this wrong. The things that resonate with you are meant for you, and the things that don't are not. It's really that simple. I know sometimes it seems like it should be more complicated, but it's actually really pretty straightforward. But yeah, once you've picked your pile, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section, and I will have the timestamps listed there, and we will get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose the Tarot of the Divine, this is going to be your reading and what is next in love. So the reason there is only one card here is because this card is meant to represent your current energy when it comes to love. So it'll technically be the first card in your spread, but I wanted to use this as a way to just get a feel for where you're at in like love life shit, and then also just get a feel for like your energy and have a way for you to know if this is your pile or not. So the card that is representing all of your energy is the 3 of Wands. So I'm definitely getting this vibe that a lot of you are really ready for change in your love life. And I think it's been a long time coming. I think maybe you had very limited beliefs about what love was, who could or couldn't love you, what the ideal type of partner is. And I think a lot of it probably stemmed from like a lack of self-esteem. But I'm definitely getting this vibe that you've been on a big journey of like self-empowerment in what's the word? Self-empowerment and enlightenment, I guess, but confidence as well. And I think that you are slowly but surely gaining that confidence and starting to believe in yourself more. And I think that you're at a point now where you're like, okay, like I think I'm actually ready to open myself up to something new, to love of some kind. I think you've been primarily focused on self-love recently. And now you're starting to be like, okay, I'm in the right attitude and mindset to actually be open to this. So I'm really excited to see for you guys what is next in love. So this is going to be a bit of a different reading for me, I guess. You know, typically I'm such a hoe for oracles, but I just got the vibe today that we just needed to focus on tarot. So we're gonna mainly just do tarot cards today, and then we'll pull some advice cards, and then I'll pull some letters and numbers and some songs as well. I feel like we're due for some songs. We haven't done those in a while. So let's just ask now, Spirit, what is next for pile 1 when it comes to their love life? They're in this 3 of Wands energy. What is coming next for them, please? Hierophant in reverse. What is next for love? Pile 1, please, Spirit. The 2 of Pentacles. What is next for love? For pile 1, please. Okay, which way do you want to go? The Emperor and the Fool. This is very promising, you guys. Okay, cool. I love this. Let's start with this. So I have to just say right off the bat that spirit and like your guides in general, or the universe, if you don't necessarily believe in those things, are incredibly proud of the progress that you've made. And if you think about the progression of the wands, from the Ace of Wands to the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, you really started from this initial motivation that could have been triggered by anything. But it was this realization that you deserve more and that you are better than what your brain tricks you into believing you are, and you're better than what you believe you may be. And so you started from this initial desire, and then you progressed to the Two of Wands, and then you started discovering yourself. You started exploring. You started just seeing what was out there and learning how to choose yourself. And now you're at this Three of Wands, and now it's all about expansion. It's about being ready for more. And I think what's really awesome is that this journey for you, I feel like, has been a lot about relinquishing control. And Spirit's saying that you're actually mastering this idea of control now because you are surrendering a lot more than you once were. So with this Hierophant here, I feel like when it comes to your love life, you're not going to be able to predict how this is coming your way. It's not going to be in a traditional format. And part of me is curious with this Two of Pentacles. I'm getting a couple interpretations for the Two of Pentacles. One of them is that you might have two romantic options that you might be juggling. Maybe somebody from your past that you're like reconciling with, or somebody new. Maybe you're juggling those. If not, I think that this Two of Pentacles is just going to be you whenever this person comes in, whether new or old. You're going to be gathering your footing in terms of knowing how to balance your own needs and this connection. You might know who this person is. Maybe you are starting something new with somebody. In terms of signs that I see here, we have a little bit of earth, but we have a lot of fire. We have Aries with the Emperor. I always see Aries in the Fool because it's like the first card, and I'm biased because I am an Aries, but also we have the Hierophant here, which is Taurus. So we have fire and earth, but I definitely think that this is going to be a type of person that you might feel like is out of your league, or that you don't deserve, or that it's almost like I'm feeling this shock. Like I didn't even know I could pull this hard, like pull somebody that impressive in my direction. But I think that your approach to your love life in the next few months is going to be very lighthearted and actually very hopeful. And like one thing that's actually really cool, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's literally a progression from darkness to light here. Like it's literally nighttime, and then it looks like it's dusk or the very wee early hours in the morning, and then you know the sunrise, the sun's up, and now the sun, like it's a noon up here. So maybe like 12 weeks or 12 months would be a year. 12 weeks is like 3 months, so that might be kind of a solid time period of this happening. But it definitely seems like there's going to be a fresh start for you guys when it comes to love, because you're actually in the energy to be ready for it. But I'm going to pull more cards because I'm like seeing details here. So we're just going to clarify all of these. So Spirit, can you clarify the Three of Wands for me, please? Clarify. Three of Wands then. Okay, the Knight of Swords. You clarify the Hierophant in reverse. Thank you. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Can you clarify the Two of Coins for me, please? Okay. This guy. Do you want to come out? Okay, no, I'm taking you. The Ace of Pentacles. You clarify the Emperor for me, please, Spirit. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So, yeah, it's really interesting. You guys definitely had some kind of fast decision. It was almost like a realization, like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for love again. And it's really awesome because I feel like for a while you haven't been feeling very brave. And you haven't really been feeling like you're worthy or deserving of love. And that makes me sad, but not really sad, because you guys are coming out of that. You're progressing, you're climbing up. And I feel like you're just more determined than ever to really get what it is that you want and get what's going to make you happy and get what's the word? There's just a determination about this where it's like the only place you have to go is up. And when it comes to this Knight of Wands in reverse with this Hierophant, you might have really struggled in the past because you might have given your heart to people who didn't really know what to do with it. Maybe they were non-committal, maybe they were player types or something like that. But I think that the biggest thing that Spirit is stressing to me is that your discernment when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships is a lot stronger. And I feel like one thing that Spirit is saying is that if you are juggling two options, there's only one option that will actually ground and you know which one it is. If you're not juggling two options, then I think that this Ace of Pentacles really represents just the fact that as so long as you prioritize yourself first in any romantic connection you happen to be in, it will always turn into something fruitful. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, let's say you're with a Knight of Wands in reverse and, you know, they're being a douchebag player and they're treating you like shit. Well, if you're prioritizing yourself first and you're like, this isn't what I want, I'm not happy, I deserve better, rather than being at the mercy of what this person wants and putting all your value and all your hope in this person, you're going to be like, well, wait, no, this isn't what I want. This isn't in alignment with the type of relationship that I'm looking for. I can release what no longer serves me. So then that makes room for something that is meant to ground and something more solid and committed. It brings in that opportunity for that to happen for you. So there's this huge like encouragement from Spirit right now to not give up when it comes to that taking care of yourself, that self-love. But what's really awesome about what's happening in your love life right now is that you are finally taking the reins and you're getting in control. And I feel like with this Emperor, because this Emperor was more a vibe to me than anything, and it just felt like it was a lot about you guys and maybe not necessarily somebody else. But this kind of was confirmed to me with this Five of Pentacles here, because you're in control now of those feelings of lack that you feel, because we all feel feelings of lack. And sometimes when we're at a deficit of loving ourselves, we want to get that love externally. So sometimes we sacrifice our needs in order to get some type of love or assurance. And Spirit is essentially saying you're going to be taking the reins of that. You're not going to be worried about being left out in the cold or ghosted, because you're going to have so much assurance in yourself that it's not going to matter. I mean, this is a really solid pile. And I think the outcome here is some type of new beginning with somebody new, or somebody that you feel spiritually connected to, that you feel like might be resurfacing. And the result is a fresh start. Maybe not commitment, but a willingness to work towards that, and a willingness to work on the connection. Like, maybe it's not commitment right away, but I feel like you're definitely going to be standing in your power when it comes to this connection. If it is a specific connection, or if it's multiple connections, the biggest thing that I'm getting is that for once in your life, you're going to be in control, and you're going to feel in control. And it's all stemming from the fact that you've been doing the work, and you've been really working hard to get yourself in a place where you can have healthy love that isn't damaging and toxic. But I definitely think the love that is coming in is going to be a lot more balanced and a lot more practical. I think maybe in the past, a lot of your relationships have been really like exciting and passionate, but then fleeting, and they go as quickly as they come. That's what she said. Ugh. But oh my god. But my point in saying that is, I really think that this is going to be a time for you where you have so many options. And I feel like Spirit's being really vague about specifics when it comes to your love life, because they don't want the information that you're getting to derail all the progress you've made, if that makes sense. They don't want you dependent on a certain outcome or a certain person. They just want you open and aware of what makes you happy and what doesn't. Because if you follow what makes you happy, then you're on the right track. But if you are if you're keeping something around that's not making you happy, it's not really in your best interest. So what's coming up for you in love is the opportunity to rewrite your story. And when I mean your story, I mean literally yours, not yours and somebody else's, not yours and somebody new, your story. Who is pile one? Who does pile one want in their life? What kind of partner does pile one want? And I feel like what Spirit is saying is, you want it, you got it, but you got to be committed. And what you want might not be what you get, if that makes sense. Like, when I say you want it, you got it, the point that I'm trying to make is, like, you might want things in a specific way, but I feel like Spirit is saying that we will provide you what is best for you and what you want, but it might not be in the package that you're expecting. And so I feel like there's a desire from Spirit to be a bit more open-minded. But this is actually, like, I don't know, this just gives me a lot of hope, because I feel like you guys just need the assurance that you don't need tarot cards to tell you that you can be in charge of your own life, your love life. You're in charge of who you allow into your life. You're in charge of what you will and won't accept. You are in charge of your body. You are in charge of who is allowed to be around you. You are in charge of your boundaries. And it's really your time to explore love without fear. And I think that you're coming upon a really exciting time that is where maybe you explore your options for a little while. Maybe you don't have anyone specifically coming in, but you're just, maybe going on dates or doing casual stuff, whatever it is. I feel like just the most important thing is that you're taking the reins of this and you're in control. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you have nothing to fear when it comes to your love life, because as long as you're following what your needs and wants every single day and following your heart, you're not going to be led astray. But I want to see what Spirit wants you to know about your love life. Let's see. Just kind of like their little words of advice for you, what you need to hear. This card's really speaking to me. So we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. What else, Spirit? What else do you want pile 1 to know at this time? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to take this one, but I'm going to take the others back. Okay, we have the High Priestess. What else, Spirit? What else does pile 1 need to know when it comes to their love life? The 9 of Swords. I am messing up all of the cards. Okay, what else, Spirit? Okay, I guess there's quite a few messages for y'all. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and on the back of the deck, we've got the Hermit in reverse and Judgment. Okay, so you guys got a lot more than I was expecting, but I'm going to kind of hold these guys off to the side. So this is my favorite Four of Wands. It's so beautiful. Okay. One thing that Spirit is telling you right off the bat is don't judge a situation based on a first glance. Don't judge a situation based on your first perceptions. I feel like Spirit wants you to feel any situation that you go into out and just be open. Like, I think one important thing that Spirit is kind of trying to stress to you is let people show you who they are rather than projecting, rather than like trying to project how you hope someone might feel or like how you hope someone might be. I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, the best thing that you can do for yourself is just give people that you are romantically involved with the space to show you what they are willing to do, how they show up, and what type of person they are, and what they're wanting, so that you're not disappointed if it's not what you initially thought. I also am getting a kind of specific message when it comes to finances and monetary gain. I feel like Spirit's asking you not to be worried about like age differences or financial differences, or finances. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a need here for you to really just look beyond all of the external and try to discern what your internal guidance is telling you. And I love that the High Priestess came out, because this is kind of essentially all that I was talking about. You're completely fine. I feel like if anything, with this Hermit in reverse and this High Priestess, you've gotten so comfortable with being on your own that it's almost a little bit scary with this Nine of Swords here to open yourself up again. And I feel like though you might feel like you're ready for love, you're not really putting yourself out there. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that, you know, it's time to put yourself out there a little bit, and don't be afraid to make the first move or make your intentions clear to somebody. I think that these next couple months for you are going to be a process of you starting to understand who you are in terms of love and what it is that you truly want and need to know. Now, here's what I think is interesting is we have this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Swords and this Four of Wands. So part of me wonders if this connection might be between, like, you know, a Queen of Swords type and a King of Pentacles type, and that might be your ideal connection. But another interpretation that I'm getting for this is to be, how do I explain this? be the things that you need in a person for yourself, so that when that person comes along, when the right person comes along, you won't really be like projecting what it is that you want out of a person. But I don't know, with this Four of Wands here, I'm really just getting this idea that there's something really beautiful ahead for you. And the more you work on this balance with yourself, the more the balance within yourself, the closer you'll get to this really happy ending that you're gonna have no matter what. So don't worry about that. And I guess when it comes to happy endings, like, they don't really exist. But I mean, what I'm saying is that you can have this life with somebody, you can have this beautiful life with somebody, and you have to believe that you're worthy of it. I think sometimes you might doubt that. And it's really important that you trust that you are so deserving and so worthy of a beautiful relationship. And I think that kind of what Spirit is saying with this, I see you, no matter what you identify as this Queen of Swords. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to be discerning, be open but discerning, and don't give in to impulses. Give things space and time and be kind of rational, because I feel like the right person, it might take you a little bit of time to even realize that they're the right person. Or they might take some time to get to you, because it's going to be different for all of you in terms of just where you're at in life. And so your sharp wit and your ability to like be logical and rational about things, on top of this top-notch intuition that you've been developing, you're going to attract this right person. And, you know, a King of Pentacles person is somebody, you know, who's loyal, who's a provider, a protector, somebody who is stable and reliable, and somebody that will want to take care of you and will want to have a family. And I mean, it doesn't matter what gender this person is, but I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you will know when this person comes, and it might take a lot of time. You know, we're starting with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, and we're ending with this King of Pentacles. So you might have to, there might be some trial and error here. It might take some real time for this King of Pentacles to show up. But I feel like what Spirit is really saying for you guys is that the right person for you might be the next person. It might be 5 people down the line. What really matters is your happiness, and the fact that there's never a relationship that's a failed relationship. You're learning something essential from any relationship that you enter, and even any like casual flirting or flirtationship. And so what Spirit is saying is that you really have nothing to fear, because you can't mess this up. You can't do it wrong. Any person or experience that you have is just going to be broadening your perspective of yourself, of how you see others, of how you love, how you want to receive love. And in turn, you're learning more about yourself and about the world. And I feel like Spirit is saying with this Four of Wands, it's gonna come. Like, I promise you, you're gonna have this happy ending with someone. You're gonna have this beautiful life with someone. And it might take some time to get all the answers. It might take time to meet this person. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you are in such a good position right now, because you're getting ready to be open to this. You're actually getting into the energy of prioritizing yourself so that you can have a truly healthy relationship. And that's fucking awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. So I know this is a bit vague when it comes to, like, I didn't talk about a specific person, so I'm sorry if that's a bit disappointing, but I think that anyone who picked this pile and has watched through long enough and it's resonating has a strong enough intuition to know that if there's somebody new coming, there's somebody old in your past, or somebody you're currently with, you know. And you can trust what you're feeling intuitively. It will not lead you astray. Spirit is literally saying your intuition will not lead you astray. However, your anxiety might hold you back. So remember, your intuition whispers while your anxiety screams. So if you have a really hard time telling what's your intuition and what's your anxiety, just know that like at the end, at the end of the day, your anxiety isn't going to be like, your anxiety is not the same thing as your intuition, and your intuition is calm. A lot of times I hear it in a voice that does not sound like my internal dialogue. But I mean, that's just my experience. I can't speak for other people's experiences, but yeah, you guys really have a really awesome future ahead for you. And I feel like the most important thing about you guys for this reading is just that you've been doing the work that you've needed to in terms of getting ready for the right relationship. And that new start is coming, and you're in control this time, and you have everything that you need. You are doing just fine. And I feel like all this reading is meant to do is just to remind you of your personal power and the fact that you are, you know, the emperor of your own life, and you are creating the life that you want, and you will have everything that you need. Ooh, I got chills. You're doing just fine. But we're going to pull you some advice from Spirit and see what Spirit wants you to know. But we have reliability. I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. This applies to all commitments, even ones that may have seemed small and insignificant to a less reliable me. From now on, flaking is just for dandruff commercials and cereal factories. And on the back of the deck, we have initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take some initiative and make interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. It's exactly what I said about putting yourself out there. Either way, this great journey is beginning with one small step or one short text or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. Oh, and this is a good card too, and I feel like this is what I was talking about earlier. Wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? So that's what I was saying about how you really can't mess this up. Everybody's journey is different, but you are not going to ruin anything. You're doing wonderfully. And I think that this reliability really speaks to you being reliable to yourself and being able to count on yourself and know that at the end of the day, you will not sacrifice your needs or your boundaries to appease someone else, because you know at this point that you are worth human decency and respect and space and kindness from others. And you guys really have come a long way. So you should just be really proud of yourself. And yeah, give yourself a little pat on the back, because it takes a long time. Maybe not for everybody, but it definitely takes a lot of work to get to a place where you're actually in a mindful and healthy state to be open to this again. So yeah, give yourself a pat on the back, because you're doing awesome. But let's see what other advice Spirit has for you guys. So pile 1, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1? What do you want them to know about their love life moving forward? Step out of your comfort zone. Yes. This is exactly what you need to be doing. And a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries, so more of that Aries energy again. So it kind of seems like there's going to be an ending to this isolation or introversion, or some kind of interesting, I don't even want to say confrontation, but maybe like a reconciliation of some kind, or maybe like a new person coming in. I don't know. There's a lot of different energy. I'm going to pull you like 2 more advice cards because I'm curious. What other advice do you have for pile 1, Spirit? What other advice do you have for pile 1? Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo, and you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So yeah, I feel like Spirit is asking you to really focus on yourself and focus on what you want. Don't be too focused on everybody else's needs. But at the end of the day, this is what I've been feeling. It's like the energy you've been getting into, and this is literally spirit confirming that as long as you stay confident and don't relinquish your control to other people, relinquish your control to spirit, but remember to stand in your power. And I know tons of paradoxes here. That's going to get you where you need to go. Confidence is going to get you to this Four of Wands, because you have to be confident in the idea that you're worthy of that Four of Wands, of this happy life with somebody, this harmonious, joyful life with somebody. And who knows, maybe you'll meet this person at like a wedding or a party, or maybe you'll see this person again at like a wedding or a party or something like that. There's good things coming for you. Just stay in your own energy. Okay, I'm gonna pull you some letters and numbers now. I gotta grab the songs real quick. Forgot to grab them. So we have a new letters and numbers bag because shockingly, my Dollar Tree bag broke. They're the pinnacle of quality, so pretty upset about that, but it's fine. Okay, Spirit, what letters and numbers are relevant to pile 1, please? A lot. Okay, and then let's get some songs. So what songs are relevant to pile 1, please, Spirit? Okay, well, we got the one that's on my wrist. Let's see here. So I'm seeing a lot of A's and a lot of T's. So, ooh, maybe you've had a glow up. Maybe you're going to be getting hot and steamy. We have a lot of H's. So we have 2 H's. We have 2 A's. You might be giving somebody else the axe, or you might be, you know, just relaxing, allowing people to come to you. Maybe LA is significant, or LAX, like the airport, Texas, or taxes. maybe this future person is an accountant. Let's see, we have 3 O's and 3 A's. Damn, okay, no, your future is so bright. You're just gonna be going ooh and ah, like you're just gonna be so amazed by it. Louisiana is something that I'm getting, and Toulouse. I don't know. I think that's a name and a city, so do with that what you will. Yeah, we have those X's. We have a T, L, H, H, O, 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 ah, 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 and 2 T's. And then in terms of numbers, we have a 1, we have a 2, 0, 4, 6 or 9, however you want to view that, a 5, a 3, and an 8. Okay, so then in terms of your songs, so when it comes to songs, you know, take what resonates, leave the rest. It can be the title, it can be the artist, it can be lyrics. We just kind of take it as it goes. And I like to look at the songs as messages from spirit, or like from a person. So we have Summer by Calvin Harris. We have Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. So maybe somebody's going to be coming in that you're like, like I know better now. We also have Blackout by Breathe Carolina. We have SOS by Rihanna. That was the one on my wrist, I believe. And Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow. So honestly, a lot of Leo energy, like with the summer and like Soak Up the Sun. This song is fire. It's probably one of my favorite songs ever. But I am going to leave this reading here, pile 1. I really hope this resonated and this gave you some answers that you're looking for. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. I would love to hear. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you left it a like. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and joined our fun little fam. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So format's a bit different today. We're mainly just focusing on the tarot. Kind of just wanted to do the talking. You guys know, if you watch me a lot, I'm typically all over oracles, but I figured today I just wanted to let the tarot do its thing. So we're going to do tarot, and then I'll pull advice, and then we'll pull charms and songs, because I know a lot of you have been missing the songs. So to start, this card is the one that you picked a couple seconds ago when you were watching the intro. And this card is meant to represent your current energy when it comes to your love life and what's going on. So this should help confirm that this is the reading that's meant for you. So your card is actually the Three of Swords. And when this came out, I was like, oof. But at the same time, I knew, I'm really honestly actually excited to see what's going to come in these cards, because like all day before I've even done this reading, like this deck was really calling out to me. And I know the specific reason why is because, I don't know, you guys specifically needed this message. So with this Three of Swords here, we've got two camps. Some of you have recently experienced a heartbreak, or you're really going through it when it comes to love. You're not feeling great. Things are just not awesome right now. But for others, I feel like there hasn't been any heartbreak as of recently, but there is this incessant compulsion to intellectualize all of your emotions to the point where they don't even feel real. I feel like there's a detachment from your heart and what it is that your heart wants, and that definitely could be something that you're struggling with. Maybe you're heartbroken and on top of that, which I hope that you're not. But one bright side, you know, starting off with this guy, we got nowhere to go but up, right? So let's see what else we have here. I'm gonna start shuffling for you guys. But yeah, this is definitely a heavier energy, and I could tell it right away. And maybe you're like, I'm not even ready for love, which is fine. There might just be like important messages about, you know, healing or something like that. So we'll see. But let's get it. So Spirit, what is next in love for pile 2? What do they need to know at this time? So, okay, which way do you want to go? Okay. So we have the 10 of Wands. What is next in love, please, Spirit? Okay, we have the Hierophant, the Mystic in this pile, or in this deck. What is next in love? Which way do you want to go? Okay. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords. And on the back of the deck, we've got the 9 of Cups. Okay. So Spirit is definitely indicating to me that this is, I feel like I'm being provided some background, but also an indication of where you are and kind of where you're headed. But one thing I want to say just right now, you are at the right place at the right time. Stop beating yourself up for whatever has happened in your life up to this point, and especially in your love life. You are here for a reason, and you are at this place for a reason. And with this Hierophant card here being especially in the middle, you are brought to this point for an important reason. And what's coming up for you in love is focusing on your happiness and your fulfillment in yourself. With this 10 of Wands here, there's something in your life that is overbearing energetically. It's not a physical thing. It's either a relationship with somebody, a desire for something, or just the feeling of heartbreak that is overwhelming. But the thing about the 10 of Wands is that this overwhelming feeling is coming to an end very, very soon. And it's actually, this was meant to happen. This is part of your spiritual path, your spiritual purpose. And the 7 of Swords, what this really speaks to me I see this as you gaining more discernment and starting to really be in this energy of like, well, clearly I have to prioritize myself if nobody is going to prioritize me. But here's what's actually, I have this intense feeling of hope for all of you. And you might not be feeling that. And you might be like, yeah, lady, you're full of shit. I promise I'm not. All the time. maybe sometimes when I'm like telling myself things. But when it comes to this, I would never lie or be full of shit about anything, because I care about you guys and I want you to have a happy and fulfilling life. But essentially, I'm getting the energy that a lot of you are people pleasers, or at the very least, don't see yourself as somebody worthy and deserving of kind and authentic love. I think that you really have allowed people that are selfish and not very empathetic to really dictate your life. Not because they're like forcefully doing it, but I think there is a fear of asserting yourself and asserting your needs because you feel like you're not worth that. And I'm here to tell you, my dude, that that is not true. You are so, okay, literally the fact that you are a living, breathing human is proof that you are inherently worthy of love and of respect and of kindness. You exist and you deserve these things. These should be basic rights that we receive. And that's what your guides want for you, because your guides love you so much. And they're really getting you to this point where you're needing to learn how to stop sacrificing your own wants and needs in order to keep someone in your life that doesn't really add to it anyway, if that makes sense. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so we're going to pull some more cards because I feel like there could be multiple interpretations here. So, Spirit, what's next for pile 2 when it comes to love, please? What's next for pile 2 when it comes to love? Okay, we've got the 2 of Pentacles. What's next for pile 2, please, Spirit? What's next for pile 2? Okay, we have the King of Swords. What is next for pile 2? The 6 of Swords in reverse. The Nymph of Swords. I believe that is the Knight or the Page. I might have to look. Okay. And finally, please, Spirit, what is next in love for pile? I'm feeling like it's this one. Okay. 4 of Wands in reverse. So, this is all about speaking your truth and assessing your needs. This King of Swords, or Spirit of Swords, this is you. And whether you're an air sign or not, there is a lot of air sign energy here, or air energy here, if you will. We have Taurus with the Hierophant, but that's the only major arcana here at the moment. But I see this as you. And all these experiences that you've been going through have been culminating into you having this razor sharp ability to perceive what is and isn't meant for you. And not only that, I feel like you're in a low place right now, but you're about to be elevating. Because like I said in the very beginning, there's nowhere to go but up, right? And this glow in the Spirit of Swords' eyes is really what I see coming from you. Like this glow is going to start from the outside, from the inside, and go out. And I think you're going to attract a lot of moths. But you're going to be in this point where you're able to cut that shit out of your life if you're like, this isn't serving me. Because one thing that I'm seeing here, and like, I hate to say this, but I feel like it's true. this like really shitty feeling that you're feeling, I don't feel like you're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be gone forever. I feel like whatever you went through was probably really tough, and I think that you need to hear that it's okay to take as much time as you need to heal from that. And with the Six of Swords being in reverse, I do feel like you need time to kind of process what you've been through, whether it was a really long time ago or in the recent past. I think there are things about your past like relationships and connections that are important for you to understand why the people that have been in your life were in your life, and why you've had the relationships that you've had, and like what went wrong, what went right, what made you happy, what didn't. There's a lot about learning how to assess your needs here, and there is a lack of balance when it comes to your life in general. With this Two of Pentacles here, I don't see it being your love life, but more just trying to keep your head above water in life in general. And I think Spirit is saying that things when it comes to your love life are not going to be the most interesting, you know, for a little bit, because you do need time to heal. And I think that if somebody came in right now, or something new happened, you might not be able to approach it from the most aligned way that you could. I feel like I'm saying this in the most confusing way. If something happened too quickly and you weren't healed from it, I feel like it might bring up wounds, and it might bring up triggers, and it might not end with you acting in ways that you're not like in alignment with. But I just feel like you're putting this pressure on yourself. Like you have to move on. You have to be ship shape and get back in the saddle. You don't have to do shit, my dude. Do whatever feels good to you. Like, healing is an infinite process, but I feel like there's a specific person, a specific situation, or a culmination of events in your past that have really led to some kind of heartbreak or detachment from your emotions, and it's made you really out of whack. And I think it shows in your environment and how, like, your mindset and a lot of different things. And I feel like you're feeling a lack of joy in life right now. And a lot of it actually stems from the fact that you might be avoiding all that pain in your heart. And I think that, you know, it's going to be different for all of you, how you assess and how you heal from that pain. Unfortunately, one of the best healers of pain is time. And I know I wish that we could hit the fast forward button sometimes, but there's integral lessons in each and every day. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to take your focus from who is the right person for me, when will I be happy in a relationship, and say, you know what, fuck that, because no person is going to make you happier than you are. And even if a person did come in, I feel like you don't even have room to juggle that right now. And you might be talking to people, you might be doing that or whatever, but ask yourself, if it's something that you want. I mean, this might not be resonating, and if it doesn't, this probably isn't your pile. But I feel like for a lot of you, you're in this like place where you might be trying to get under somebody to get over somebody else, or you might just be really just in like a shitty place and kind of isolating yourself. And either way, no judgment of whatever you're doing. Do what you need to do. But I feel like Spirit is saying that you're really out of whack right now. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is assess your own needs and what you want. Because I feel like there's Spirit wants you to start approaching your love life from the perspective of what you want. Because I feel like in your past, you've just accepted people being interested in you and gone with it. But then, like, dude, I feel like maybe some of you haven't really stopped to ask yourselves, are you really interested in them? I feel like you might enjoy the attention. You might enjoy someone being into you, and then you might develop a bond from that. But I feel like Spirit is saying that it's time for you to take a more proactive role in your healing in terms of like assessing what your needs are and how that needs to be healed. But also when it comes to figuring out what you want from your love life and what will make you the happiest. And I think with this Nymph of Swords here, I can't find the book. It's either a page or a knight. And no matter what, I'm interpreting this as speaking your truth and being unapologetic about it. Because with this Four of Wands in reverse here, I think that you have suppressed your needs and your truth to keep people happy and keep the peace. And Spirit's honestly kind of saying, fuck the peace. The peace doesn't matter anymore. This is about your peace, your inner peace. If you're sacrificing your inner peace to make the outer world peaceful, there's something wrong here. And if somebody is truly meant to be in your life, they're going to be respectful of your boundaries. They're going to be respectful of your needs and what you want. And I feel like you are so deserving of this harmonious connection, but the lack of harmony within you is really delaying that progress. And until you're in this energy of being able to embrace the fact that you're worthy of love and that you do have the capabilities of taking care of yourself and in ways that you need, and I feel like there's just a need to maybe be more responsible for your needs and what you want. You know, people aren't mind readers. I guess I'm a card reader. I can't necessarily read your mind. I'm just picking up on things. But I think what's really important for you guys right now is to just remember that the pain you're feeling is temporary. Suffering is human. It's part of life. But Spirit doesn't want you to suffer. Spirit wants to fulfill all of your wishes. But if you don't believe that they can happen, you're not really setting yourself up there for success. Whether you can or you can't, you're right. And I think that right now, the best thing that you can do for yourself is really start to get more comfortable in establishing a relationship with yourself, because avoiding your heart is not going to fix the problem. It's just going to make the deficit you feel inside much, much worse. And I don't want you guys to feel this way. I want you to feel happy. I want you to feel like this Nine of Cups. Like, look at this queen. Like, she, you know, she's holding all her flowers. She's looking over like, oh yeah, I'm the shit. I got everything that I want. And Spirit's like, we want that for you. And you can have that. But you have to believe that you can have that and not be afraid of upsetting somebody when you're speaking your truth. Because I think that this Knight of Swords, I'm going to take it as a knight. I might be wrong. But with this Seven of Swords, I feel like you might have this tendency to think that saying what you want or saying what you need makes you an inconvenience or a burden. And that's just not true. You have to understand that you are just as deserving and just as worthy of love and of having your needs taken care of as any other person. And when it comes to your partner or like the person that you're meant to be with, they should be the ones that care the most about making sure your needs are met, but not to the point where it's like you live for your partner. Spirit wants you to live for yourself so that when a partner comes in, you won't sacrifice your needs in order to keep the relationship happy, in order to keep the relationship calm and peaceful. Because if you're sacrificing your needs in a relationship and sacrificing your happiness just to keep something together, then there's something off there. There's something off energetically. But what I want to affirm to you is that you're in the right place at the right time. And there is no timer. I think I just spat on the card. Ew. There is no time limit for how long you have to heal before you find the right person. Like, no, it'll all come in due time. But the best thing you can do is focus on yourself and go inward. But we're going to get some more cards from Spirit and just see what they want you to know. Moving forward, what do they want you to know about your love life? Okay. So we have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Cups upright. What else do you want? Pile. Okay, this card wants to come out, so I'm taking it. Look at that, the Ace of Pentacles as well. There, what else do you want? Pile one. What else do you want pile one to know, please? Let's see what pile wants to know. Okay. We have a Star in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Wands upright. I love that. So this is a beautiful message. Because this is like just literally affirming exactly what I was saying. Seven of Cups in reverse. Spirit is saying that if you are confused about what you want, you will have a hard time knowing who the right person is, or what you are like, what is meant for you when it comes in. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that, one, it's time to start figuring out what it is that you actually want, and become more firm in your ideas of what you deserve and the type of partner that you see having for your life. Because I feel like while keeping your options open is a good thing, typically, I feel like Spirit is almost saying you're too open to the options, to the point where you're not making decisions for yourself. And I feel like Spirit is saying that once you have a clear understanding of what it is that you want out of a person, what you want in a partnership, what you want in life from a life partner, that is when this really solid opportunity is going to manifest with this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Pentacles. There's not just going to be love, there's going to be commitment and something solid to grow off of. But what's holding you back is a lack of hope, a lack of belief that you're truly worthy of that. And so it's time to get out of this illusion that you're not worthy of love, or that you're going to be miserable forever. Because we have the fucking Six of Wands on the back of the deck. Like, this is victory, baby. This is a victory lap. Like, you will have everything that you could possibly want and possibly need. But if you don't have hope that that can happen, and you don't believe that all of your wishes when it comes to love can come true, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're going to stay in a disillusioned Seven of Cups energy. But Spirit is saying that there's a really awesome fresh start coming after this healing period. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is just focus on you. Because no one in this world will complete you. You're complete already. But you just need to learn how to fill yourself up with more love, so that you're not looking for it from shitty places where it's not real love. It's lust or temporary shit. But Spirit is saying, dog, we're rooting for you. We want this for you. We want to see you happy as a clam. But you have to believe that you're worthy of being happy as a clam. And you have to believe that this is out there for you, because it is, and it's gonna come. But whether you're gonna be ready for it or not depends on how, I don't want to say how healed, because healing is a continual process, but I kind of just feel like what Spirit is saying is that distractions will not help you right now. Like using people that are like void fillers or things like that. Honestly, a void filler in this case is worse than nothing. And I think that distractions from the pain are just prolonging the suffering that you're feeling. And so I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is just take a break. Be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, and really give yourself the time and the space you need to heal and figure out what it is that you want, because you want it, you got it, you deserve it. And I think that Spirit has some really good shit up their sleeve, and a really good person up their sleeve, whether new or old. And I think that it's gonna be like really good. Like, I don't know, like I said earlier, I have a big feeling of hope here. And there is hope. But you need to fix the lack of hope within you, because that's prolonging this suffering. And I just don't want you guys to suffer. But I see Spirit already has advice coming. Oh, Spirit, you cheeky bastard. Self-worth. I cast off all concerns about what people think of me. I know I'm a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing what I know without thinking about what they are thinking about what I already know, I think. And wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I am continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? So yeah, this is perfect. You really can't mess this up. But I do think that you just need to be kinder to yourself in terms of giving yourself the time and space you need to heal, so that you're not like pushing yourself into something that you don't actually want because you're trying to fill a void that's much deeper than what that temporary void filler could fix. But let's see what other advice Spirit has for you. Spirit, what else do you want pile 2 to know? Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. And so I think that you've already been working towards this, but I think that Spirit's like, I don't know, I just feel like there's this fire that needs to be lit in you for you to be more determined. I think you already are. I just think you're in a rut right now, which like we all get in those, but sometimes when we're in that rut, it's hard to like get out of it. And so I think that there's some type of burning motivation that you're needing. But oh my God, this is so true. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. This is like single-handedly the most important card I think that you guys need to see, is that you are good enough. You are good enough for this 9 of Cups. You are good enough for a 4 of Wands upright, a harmonious connection. You are good enough for a real relationship. You are good enough for happiness, and you are deserving and worthy of these things exactly as you are. But in order for you to be in the space energetically to accept what's of the highest good and act in accordance of what you need, you have to be in that space of acknowledging that you're good enough, because we accept the love that we think we deserve. And I think that for far too long, you guys have accepted love, and I put love in quotations, that you thought you deserved, but you deserve so much better. You deserve so much. You have no idea. But on the back of the deck, we have faith in your dreams, and underneath that, a new start is coming. So I feel like Spirit is saying, stay focused on that. Follow your gut. It will get stronger the more you heal. But I definitely think it's time to stop avoiding what's going on in your heart space, because that is prolonging the feelings that you're feeling. But I'm going to pull you guys some songs and some letters and numbers. So I've got some songs. Pile 2, Spirit. What songs do you have for pile 2? Okay. Piece of plastic. Eat. And letters and numbers. So letters and numbers for pile 2, please, Spirit. Okay. So in terms of letters and numbers, so you know what I'm seeing immediately is the word beg. And I feel like this is Spirit saying that you should never ever have to beg for somebody to love you, for somebody to want you. Like, you deserve so much more. Like, you are good enough by just being yourself, simply being. We also have T, we have Q, we have P. Mind your P's and Q's. So we have an E and an H and a G. And I'm like seeing like be in alignment with yourself and you'll get what you want. We also have a 3 and a 6 or a 9, however you would like to view that. Then let's look at your songs. So these can be messages from Spirit, from a particular person. It could be the artist, the song itself, like the lyrics, title, whatever. So we have, oh fuck yes, we have I'm Still Good by Hannah Montana, which I think is important. You are still good. Actually, you guys are legally required to listen to that one. I don't care if you don't like her. We also have High School Never Ends by Bowling for Soup. Oh my gosh, you guys got a lot. We also have Gold by Kiara. Turn Me On by David Guetta. That one's just a bop. We also have Sweet Sweet by Travis Scott. And finally, My Shot. So this is from the Hamilton musical. So, which I love that. Like, you know, don't give away your shot. You got this. But I am going to leave this reading here, pile 2. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. If you did, I would love to hear if this resonates. So definitely let me know down in the comments. I'm sending you so much love. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave it a like. And if you would like to see more readings from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our little fam. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through if you did, and giving me the opportunity to read your cards. I really hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. I'm rooting for you guys. You got this. But yeah, I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose the Santa Muerte Tarot and this card, which was just at the beginning, this card is going to represent your current energy when it comes to love. So it should help you be able to discern if this reading is for you or not. So looking at your card here, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So you might have been left feeling burned. The reason why I say that is because I was just clearing the energy a second ago and burnt myself. So it hurt, but message received. Thanks, Spirit. That you definitely might be feeling a lack of confidence when it comes to your love life right now. You know, you might have been burned by somebody or something that you thought was like a really sure thing, or you might just be feeling unsure of yourself. Maybe it's been a while since you've opened yourself up to love or even explored that, and so maybe you're just not feeling the most confident in it. But the biggest energy that I'm getting is a feeling of like, not necessarily depletion, but I guess just a lack of confidence when it comes to love, and just not really feeling motivated or energized when it comes to that. Maybe like, not necessarily a lack of hope, but I think that there's nobody that's really tickling your fancy, if that makes sense. There's nobody, like, for example, if you're on Tinder or something right now, like, I feel like nobody would just pique your interest. It seems like nobody is sparking your interest, and maybe you might be fixated on one person or one particular energy that maybe you got burned by, or maybe you're just feeling a lack of hope for that. But we're just going to see what's going on here, because there just definitely is this energy of when it comes to your love life, you're probably not feeling very passionate or motivated about love right now. And we don't want you feeling that way. So let's see what Spirit has to say, what they want you to know. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Yeehaw. That one wasn't too bad. That works. Okay. So, Spirit, what do you want pile 3 to know? What's next for pile 3 when it comes to their love life? What is next for love with pile 3? Okay. All right. I'm taking these back, but these ones are staying. Okay. So we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Which way you want to go? All right. Strength diagonal. The Chariot upright. And on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So you guys are definitely feeling some kind of tension internally, because there's like really nobody, I feel like, that the tickling your fancy thing is coming in my head again. What is up with that? I feel like you're not impressed by the current romantic prospects. I think there's somebody in your past that you might be still feeling burned from, and so that's maybe holding you back from opening up to others, but I also think you might be comparing any potential partners to this person from the past. And I think there's a big element of fear here, which this strength is wanting to come upright. But the reason why I had it diagonal is because I feel like you feel called to love in terms of like, you're getting this feeling like it's time to move forward. If not with this person from the past and with somebody new, like I'm ready to keep moving forward. I'm ready for something, for some love in my life, like this Cancer energy with the Chariot. I'm ready for some like nurturing, authentic love. And I feel like you're in this energy where you're ready to stop fantasizing about things in your head and go after what you want in reality. And so you feel pulled in almost two different directions, because there's this one half of you that's like, yes, I'm ready for love and I'm ready for something awesome and the type of partnership that I want. But at the same time, you're like, maybe haven't fully healed from something in your past. And I feel like there's definitely this fear of somebody betraying you or somebody pulling the rug out from under your feet. And I feel like you flip-flop back and forth with feeling really good and really confident in yourself and confident where you're headed, and then falling back into this energy of, no one will ever love me. I'm never going to be worthy enough. I'm never going to find the right person. I'm going to be alone forever. I'm going to have a million cats, which there's nothing wrong with having a million cats. It's kind of dope, but probably is going to be a lot of hair to clean up. But by the way, everything I just said doesn't mean that it's true. It just sounds like that's what your internal dialogue is. And I feel like you might be right now, like at the time of watching this reading, in one of those, I'm never going to find the right person. I'm never going to be good enough. Like everybody just hurts me. Nobody wants what's best for me. I don't want to open myself up to love again. You know, like fuck love. It's not right for me. But you have those elements of hope. And that's what's really important, because I feel like with this Strength card, it is just dying to be upright, but it's still diagonal. It's still diagonal. Actually, I think this is a first, a diagonal card, but the Strength is leaning towards this Chariot, and this Chariot is representing balance and this desire to move forward. Maybe for some of you, there is somebody in your life that you are considering, but you might be afraid of opening up to them and you don't want to be disillusioned by anything. So you're trying to be very objective about everything. But let's see what else Spirit wants to say when it comes to what's coming next in your love life. So Spirit, what is coming up for pile 3 when it comes to their love life? What do they need to know at this time? What is next in love for pile 3? Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles. What else, please? Okay, 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and the Sun upright. Let's see, Spirit, what else? What else is coming? What is next in love? The 5 of Pentacles upright. On the back of the deck, we have the Page of Wands upright. So this is actually really promising, because something's happening in the future that is going to upheave your ability to restrain your emotions and your feelings. I almost wonder if for some of you, this is just you making the move to like go to therapy or something, or like open up to a counselor, but this could also be a person. I just feel like you're probably going to be maybe more open to being receptive of what is coming in for you. And with this 5 of Wands here, I do think there's going to be some relief in terms of any angst or like inner turmoil you might be feeling. But we have to talk about the awesome card right here, which is interesting because it's with Strength, you know, heavy Leo energy with this. There's happiness coming. There is some kind of fresh start or clarity on something in your life. And I think there's joyful times coming. And what's interesting is that I feel like this sun, like this happiness, you're not going to be aware of it right away. It's going to be something that you realize after a little bit of time of like reflection and just kind of realizing. But essentially the vibe that I'm getting is that like somebody is coming in here and it's just going to be something fun at first. I feel like there's not going to be really labels. It's a fresh start with somebody that you already know or somebody new. And I think that the difference between your previous experiences and now is that this thing that you're exploring is going to be relatively innocent. And one thing that I've noticed here is that we have 3 5s here. So 5s are the energy of change. They can also be the energy of conflict and chaos. But I think those are energies that you've had in the past that you're overcoming. But I feel like there's this determination within you to get out of this feeling of lack and of hopelessness and move forward. And Spirit's really encouraging that energy within you. And they're kind of saying the key to doing this is one, having faith that you're worthy and deserving of this, but also that it's out there and that it's meant for you. Because you're a lot stronger than you think you are. And I think it's time to leave that guy upright. Because you will tame this inner beast that's within you, which will help you move forward. There might be actually, I feel like whatever person is coming in, because there is somebody coming in. That's the energy that I'm getting for sure. Somebody is coming in that's going to pique your interest. And it's not going to be like this intense, like, you know, Sleeping Beauty ass shit where she's like, meets this guy in the forest and she's like, oh my God, this is the love of my life. We're getting married. Like, if you meet this person in the forest, you're going to be like, oh, hell yeah, we're in the forest. Like, let's go find some flowers. Like, let's be goofy. Like, let's find pine cones and throw them at each other. Like, it seems really fun and actually really light. And I'm really getting the vibe that that's what you need. You just need to have fun. And I think that that is really what Spirit's trying to get you in the energy of, because they don't want you to look at love from such a serious angle right now. I feel like they want you to have a lightness, a sense of not needing to know if this is the person that is meant to be in your life forever or is just somebody that's here for a little bit. If you don't need to know if they're here for a season or if they're here for a reason. I think that this is just going to be a time for you to explore and not allow yourself to get caught up in illusions about what you do or don't deserve or what you are or aren't capable of or what will or won't happen. I feel like there's just this energy of really just wanting to move forward. And I feel like what you've been doing is you've kind of been taking like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because you do fall back into that, like, you know, I'm not good enough. Nobody's ever going to love me. Like, I'm a worthless toad. Don't call yourself a worthless toad. If you've been calling yourself a worthless toad, you need to stop. You're a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, pure soul. And yeah, your internal dialogue is way too mean. So you need to like work on that. I'm just gonna be honest. It's way too mean. You need to be nicer to yourself. And for reference, you might not think that you're actually that mean to yourself, but if you keep track of it and like keep track of the shit that you say to yourself, you'd be shocked. And if you think about it, if somebody else said the shit to you that you say to yourself, you would be like, how could somebody say stuff like that to another human? But you have to look at it as you're a worthy human being who doesn't deserve that kind of abuse, especially not from yourself. And so I think that there's a serious, you need to have a stern talking to with that brain of yours and say, hey, buddy, we're being too negative, you know? We gotta You're gonna have some fun because you are, like, you're fucking awesome, dude. Like, you don't need to be so mean to yourself. But I think that you're coming out of this, and it's gonna be kind of a gradual process, slowly but surely. But the most important part is that you are moving forward. And the more balanced you feel internally, and especially when it comes to balance, like balancing that energy of being motivated and ready to move forward and then feeling defeated and like you're never gonna find love, of just surrendering and accepting what is and just saying, okay, I'm moving forward no matter what. Like I'm gonna take each day at a time. I'm just gonna try to follow the fun, just have fun and do what makes me happy. You know, I'm strong enough to get through anything and I'm worthy of happiness, and the right thing will come at the right time. Because there is somebody coming in. But I feel like for some of you, it's somebody here for a reason, and for some of you, it's somebody here for a season. And I don't want you to be concerned with that. But I feel like it's important to remember that not everybody is meant to be in our lives forever. And that's okay. Because as long as you are a buddy to yourself, you've always got somebody on your team. I'm on your team too. So you can always come here and I'll be here to support you the best that I can. But I do think that there is a fresh start in terms of just having fun, not putting labels on things, and just exploring things and seeing where they're going. I feel like Spirit is maybe slightly warning you to not get lost and caught up in fantasies and daydreams about what could be. Let this person show you who they are, and don't project your desires onto them if you have a tendency of doing that. But let's see what Spirit wants you to know when it comes to your love life. Just what do they need you to know right now? So Spirit, what do you want pile 3 to know at this time? Okay, yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. Follow that fun, man. Lots of Wands energy. Aries, Leo, Sag. We have the Magician. Love to see it. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles upright. Ooh, very interesting. Okay. So it does seem like there could be some counterpart energy going on here. Because you know how I was saying for some of you, this person might be here for a season instead of a reason? You'll know. But essentially, Spirit is saying that you have the ability to manifest what you want. If you want a forever person, you can manifest that. If you just want to have a good time, you can have that too. I feel like Spirit is saying, like, you can have a Knight of Wands or you can have a King of Pentacles. I mean, like, technically you could have both if, like, you're into polyamory and, like, they're into polyamory. But, you know, we can't force things on people. But I think what Spirit is saying is, you know, try not to be too focused on where this is going, where this is heading. Focus on how you feel around the person or people that you're getting to know. But most importantly, don't sacrifice your needs and what you want, because Spirit is saying that you can manifest the relationship that you want. You can manifest those desires. And I think that there's a really high-level soulmate out there for you. You might know who they are already. Maybe you are in separation with them and you are growing, or this could be somebody new that you haven't met yet. But I think Spirit is saying that you don't have to have your shit completely figured out. You don't have to have it all together. But you do need to have more confidence in yourself and be more confident in your worth. If you don't believe that you're worthy of investment, you know, the King of Pentacles isn't going to look your way. You have to know your worth and you have to believe it. I mean, I hope the King of Pentacles will still look your way. I can't say that for sure. But I think for energetically, for these things to work, believing that you're worthy of commitment, believing that you're worthy of someone stable and committed and solid and reliable is something that is really going to help you a lot. And I think that's the type of person you could be manifesting if that's something that you're interested in. It could be an earth sign, or have earth placements, earth or fire specifically. But with this Knight of Wands here, I feel like Spirit is saying, it's just asking you to follow your passions and follow what makes you happy and manifest the type of connection that you want. Because when you're following what makes you happy, that's going to help you get into in an energetic alignment where you're attracting like what's good for you, and you're going to be more in touch with your needs and what it is that you actually want out of a person, rather than what you're hoping for, or rather than just accepting whatever somebody is solely because they're interested in you. I feel like Spirit is saying you just really need to start knowing your worth, because you are so much more valuable than you think you are. And the right offer is going to come along. And I feel like it's all going to happen in perfect timing, divine timing. Bleh. You know, we hear that all the time, but it really is true. The right thing will come to you when you're ready for it. And I think right now, Spirit's just wanting you to find your gusto again. Like, they just want you to be your fun, happy self, and try not to focus on orchestrating something or getting yourself secured and figuring it out. When you stop looking, that's when it's going to come for you. I know that's like irritating to hear, but honestly, it's kind of true. When you stop looking, it's going to find you. And I think that's the most important thing. It might take some time. It might take years. But any relationship that you have is just preparing you for the relationship you'll have with a life partner, if that's what you want. But essentially, there's no such thing as a failed relationship. And you're getting where you need to be. And you're at the right place at the right time. I feel like Spirit is really just wanting to call to your attention that cycling that you're doing, and how it's maybe holding you back from moving forward as much as you'd like to. But I do think that you are in a better place than you think you're in. And I do think you're getting to a point now where you can really kind of get back into the saddle and like grab life by the cojones or the reins, and kind of tame those inner fears and those inner doubts that like hold you back. But I think the point of what Spirit is really saying is that you can have anything you desire, but make sure, you know, you're not settling for something just because it's like a void filler or something like that. Spirit just really wants you to know your worth, because you're so much more valuable than you think you are. And you need to believe that you're valuable and that you are worthy of all the things that you want in a relationship. And, you know, Spirit's saying, you can manifest it, dog. We're rooting for you. We want this. Like thinking of Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? And you might be feeling that about somebody else. Like you were rooting for them. And, you know, they dropped the ball. But, you know, sometimes you gotta have beliefs that people can grow and people can change. But you just gotta focus on you. You gotta focus on staying in your energy, believing that you're better. And I'm seeing now the Hanged Man on the back of the deck. And I think that it's just this energy of surrender. You don't need to control this. And truthfully, you can't control this. It's all going to happen the way it's meant to happen. And unfortunately, especially because this is a general reading, it's going to be different for each of you. But that's the fun. There's surprises waiting for you around the corner. But believing that you're not worthy of love and believing that you're never going to find it is definitely not going to help anything. And I think it might be worth it to explore how awesome you are so that you're more so in alignment with your needs and your wants. But we're going to get you some advice now. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3? So maybe you want to watch pile 2 as well. There are some similarities for sure. But I feel like in terms of just where you're at energetically compared to pile 2 is, I feel like, I don't know, you're more like up and down, if that makes sense. Like you have more highs and lows. But okay, let's see, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3 when it comes to Hell yeah, I love to see that. We have independence and we have celebration. Oh, shit, we have 3 actually. So to start, we have independence. I embrace total independence and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return, a scientifically impossible explanation. And giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a sec, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. And celebration. When I come across people in happy, healthy relationships, I give jealousy the finger and celebrate their joy. When I do so, I'm rooting for the good guys, which means that I'm a good guy. And that means all of us win. Who wants to celebrate? I think those are excellent pieces of advice. But we're going to get a little bit more advice and just see what Spirit wants you to know about your love life and kind of like what's shifting. So Spirit, what other advice do you have for pile 3? Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess they want all of these. So let's see. A time to give rather than to take. New moon in Virgo. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Hello, Leo energy here. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Bring love into the situation. Nothing will come of this situation and conclusions are within reach. So you know what this nothing will come of this situation is about? It's about this energy that you're currently in. It's about that energy of you feeling like you're not good enough and that you're not gonna get anything. Nothing will come from you feeling that way. And look, even my finger was like, nah, man, reversed. Because I think that there are answers coming that are really important. But remember that love grows love. And being in that energy of love is going to help you be more aware and concerned about yourself and your needs, and also help you be in alignment for that love. But I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to really take a hold. Rather than succumbing to those highs and lows, observing, which, I mean, I'm talking about highs and lows. I'm not just talking about, like, if there's, like, a mental illness or something going on, like, obviously do what you need to do to get help. Like, you don't have to fix all of this by yourself. But I feel like you just have days when you're really confident in yourself and then you fall back in that. And I think a regular self-care routine could really be helpful. And I feel like Spirit is saying, like don't be too prideful to get help if you need it, but also just recognize that this is a time to give to yourself, and that if you take action towards yourself and show love to yourself, that is going to help manifest and help attract that kind of authentic love that you might be hoping for or looking for, or whatever you're looking for. But I'm going to get you some songs and some letters and numbers now. So Spirit, songs for pile 3, please. And okay, letters and numbers for pile 3, please, Spirit. Okay, so we have an M or a W, however you want to see that. Because my name is Madison, I am going to keep it as an M because I am biased. We have a U, we have an L, we have a Q. I'm thinking of like the Greek letter mu. So like, I don't know if like Greek life is significant here in some way, or just the Greek letter mu. I know it has some place in science, but in science stuff, but since I haven't had to think about science stuff in a long time, it's kind of left the brain. But we have an F and we have a Z and we have a C. And like with this F, like I'm seeing like, fuck being good, I'm a bad bitch. That's what you need to remember. Listen to Girls in the Hood by Megan Thee Stallion. Actually, no, just listen to Megan Thee Stallion. She will get you in the right energy. I adore her. Look, even M for Megan. Megan Thee Stallion. She's awesome. Okay. We have 2 5s. So we had a lot of 5s in this spread. So 555, or just 5s in general, could be a really significant number here. We have 4. We have a 0. Another 0. We have an 8. And we have 2 6s or 2 9s or a 69, however you want to see that. Shout out to the freaks out there. Okay, let's see your songs now. So these can be for anyone. I mean, for anyone. This can be like from your guides. They can be from a person. The songs, like the titles, the artists, or like the lyrics can be significant. Just do what works for you. And I get a couple because some of them might not resonate. So just take the ones that resonate. Just don't worry about the others. So we have If I Could, I Would Feel Nothing by Black Bear. We have a Katy Perry song. So we have Birthday by Katy Perry. 4 a.m. 2 Chainz featuring Travis Scott. One Last Time by Ariana Grande. And Hurting by Moneybagg Yo. So that is all I have for you guys today, pile 3. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. I would love to hear. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you left a like. And if you haven't already and you would like to see more readings from me in the future, go ahead and subscribe and join our little fam. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and letters. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope this helped, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose the 8th house tarot and this card, which was in the intro, this card is going to represent your current energy and love. So it should help you be able to discern if this is your pile or not. But this is just going to represent your current energy and love, and then we're going to use the tarot deck that you chose to really go in depth about what's coming up for you. And then we will use some oracles for advice, and then pull some letters and numbers and some songs, because I know some of you guys were missing those. So your current energy is represented by the King of Pentacles. So I feel a very positive energy with this. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're like specifically doing well financially. What was interesting was that when I was getting ready to do this reading, like specifically yours, the song Jolene came into my head. So I don't know if that's something significant, but like I keep hearing money on my mind, like in my head over and over. So I definitely think that you all are in the energy of focusing on the bag, focusing on your career. But I feel like you're starting to feel more confident in yourself. It's not even just related to money. It's more so just like starting to trust yourself and feel stable in your current surroundings, and feeling more confident in who you are as a person, and just asserting your needs for yourself. And like, I don't know, overall you just have a very stable, solid energy that feels reliable. I feel like this is maybe one of the first times in your life that you're actually showing up for yourself in ways that you need. I feel like you've come a long way in terms of who you once were and who you are now. You've definitely evolved a lot and are a much stronger person than you once, quote, like were or thought you were. But I get a really good energy from this. So maybe you're like finally in the energy of feeling like you're ready to open yourself up to love, or maybe you're feeling like, I'm not necessarily looking for love, but I'm not saying no if it happens. I feel like you are in a very solitary energy, but you're just kind of vibing. So I think it's a good start. You're focusing on what makes you happy. You're focusing on your physical surroundings. If you've been exercising more, specific message, if you've been exercising more, Spirit wants to commend you for that, because they're just really happy that you're taking care of yourself more, because you deserve to. But let's see here, Spirit, what is coming? What is next in love for pile 4? Okay. So to start, interesting, we have 2 sevens. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Chariot. These cards are so confusing. I was like, the 7 of Cancer. No, that's the Chariot. It is Cancerian energy though. We also have the Hermit in reverse. I was gonna look at the back of the deck, but I'm feeling called to pull one more card for you guys before I do that. So Spirit, what else? What is next for pile 4 when it comes to love? What is next for pile 4 when it comes to love, please? What's next? All right, fuck it. Cut the deck and do it myself. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups, and on the back of the deck, we have, what is this? I can't even see it. Oh, it's the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is interesting. Okay. Very specific vibes for you guys, pile 4. What's next in love? So I feel like you're either talking to somebody or somebody that you have history with might be coming back into your life. I feel like you've been reflecting on this person a lot. And if you have, I think they're reflecting about you too. Like you're kind of both in this energy of thinking about one another. You have been very patient when it comes to being open to love. And I think partially the reason why is because you're very assured in knowing who is and isn't right for you. And I think that whoever this person is, I feel like you've known for a long time that there's somebody that you either want in your life or that you want to explore more with. And I think that you've been in like a reflection mode about that. And so what's coming next in love is I feel like there's going to be movement in this connection specifically. Some kind of reunion or opportunity to meet up with this person or to communicate with this person. I feel like it will be light and casual. But the biggest thing is that I feel like, I don't know if hydrangeas have a spiritual significance. Side note, sorry. Having ADD while channeling is not ideal because I'm like, oh, this and that. But anyway, hydrangeas could be important. I have no idea what they mean, but you might want to look that up. Anyway, what I was saying was, before I went on that weird train wreck tangent, was that there's going to be an ending to this like coldness between you two. And I don't even know if it's necessarily like you being cold to one another, but I just think there's been a lack of shit happening between the both of you. Like maybe you're in separation with this person, maybe there's something else. But the funny thing though is that like with the other piles, this is the only pile where I can like specifically pinpoint the energy to be something connected to like a specific type of person. Like this is 100% someone you have history with. Or if not history, somebody that you at least know and haven't gotten to explore the more romantical stuff with. But we have the Hermit in reverse here. So it's literally like, I feel like especially if there's been a separation or something like that, you might be coming out of that. But overall, this is really positive. I mean, we've got Cancer energy here. We've got Virgo energy here. A lot of Cancer. We have Mercury in Cancer. You might be having like a heart-to-heart conversation with this person. Something like, I don't know. It's like lighthearted, but also serious at the same time. But serious in a way that you want it to be. I feel like both of you, like with these dirty hands, like you both just want to come clean. And I'm just really heavily picking up on this person's energy as well. Like you and their energy, because it's really aligned, or it's starting to align. And I feel like that's why this Cancer, this Chariot energy is here. And what I think is the most interesting is that in like all 4 of these readings, we've had similar cards. Like the Chariot's been in similar cards. The King of Pentacles has been in piles. But you can have like same cards, different vibe. And like, it's just so funny how the vibes change depending on the pile and the cards. But this is very much two people having a common vision of what they want out of life and out of a person, and truly going for it. Like, this feels really positive, and honestly this kind of feels like something that's been a long time coming. You might already be communicating with this person like sporadically, or you know, just having like very surface level conversations, not very like not deep conversations, just surface level stuff. Like the lines of communication might be opening some or something like that. Let's see what else here, Spirit. What is next in love for pile 4? You really want me to take all of that? Okay. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups in reverse, King of Swords, Judgment, the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and on the back of the deck, we have, what is this? I can't see this. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. Ho, ho, ho. Oh my, things are quite saucy here. Alrighty, so what's going on here? So this is further confirming to me with the Venus in Cancer as well. So much Cancer energy here. That this is like somebody that you had a false start with, and if you don't know what a false start with is, it's just essentially where it seems like something is going to be really promising, or this seems like a relationship is headed somewhere, and then it just doesn't happen, it falls through. And I feel like both of you have really been struggling with this for a long time, but also struggling with your own things, like your own demons, things of that nature. And I feel like Spirit is saying there's an opportunity to rectify this. With the King of Swords here, I think there's a hesitancy to be more open and emotional, which is interesting with that all that Cancer energy here. But I think that there's a level of maturity between you and this person at this point, or when this point comes, because you know, you might not be talking to this person yet. This is what's next, so this is kind of what's coming. But clear communication is going to be really important here, because that clear communication is going to kind of help this connection become a lot clearer. With the Judgment card here, I feel like it's so powerful being underneath that Cancer card, because I feel like you both are coming to the realization, or will be coming to this realization, that you both want the same thing, and that's forward movement together. I feel like whatever happened in the past, you both want to bury and get rid of it and just move forward. I feel like there's a lot of forgiveness that's been like given to yourself and to this person. You know, maybe you both did things you weren't proud of in this connection or something like that, but there's definitely this element of forgiveness on both ends, and release, if anything, like releasing what happened in the past, releasing old shit that doesn't matter anymore, and really allowing the new to come forward. I feel like there's a lot of realizations and truth bombs coming your way that are really going to solidify this type of connection, and this connection for you, to make you feel like you're not crazy. Because I feel like at times you might feel crazy, because you definitely are still connected to this person. And so I definitely think that you needed this reading. It's funny, I was only going to do 3 piles, and then I was like, oh, I have to do 4 piles. I have to do 4 piles. And it was like this deck specifically. So I definitely think Spirit wanted to make sure that you guys got the messages that you needed, which you've already gotten more cards than everyone else anyway. But with this Moon card here, the reason why you both are ready to come out of this hermit mode is because you've developed your intuitive abilities a lot better. And I feel like this time around, you know, Cancer is highly tied to the moon. Moon can also be Pisces energy in tarot, but in astrology, Cancer is tied to the moon. So there really is going to be more of a willingness to be more open about emotions for one another and just to be less afraid of them. I definitely feel like there are still fears here on both ends, but I think that's only because both of you really like one another and have pretty strong feelings for one another. But what's so beautiful is that coming underneath this Three of Cups is the Ace of Cups. And whatever this reunion is, it's going to be the chance for a fresh start, the opportunity for a fresh start. But the most important thing is that both people have to want it. And I really do think in this case that both people do. And maybe it won't happen like the first night you guys see each other, the first time you guys hang out, but or talk to one another, but an opportunity is brewing. And I think it is really going to solidify a lot of things that you've been feeling intuitively but haven't been able to confirm in the past. So it'll be really freeing and releasing, and it'll blow your mind a little bit is kind of the energy that I'm getting. I'm kind of at a loss for words, truthfully. I'm like having trouble pulling words out. But the biggest thing here is that if you follow your intuition when it comes to this situation, you will not go wrong. When you know, you know. And I think you know. And I think this person knows. And you both know that whatever this situation is, it's not over. There's still stuff that needs to be addressed here. And with the Three of Pentacles being on the back of the deck, I think that in the past, you know, you both were focused, you know, maybe you were just young, or maybe you were getting over things, or you were focusing on work, you were focusing on your career, whatever it was. I feel like this time around, there's going to be the opportunity for you both to really come at this as like a team and be equals this time. I feel like for whatever reason, the connection beforehand, there was a huge lack of balance here. And that's kind of why this false start happened. I feel like, you know, just energetically things weren't right. And this kind of had to happen. I mean, I get really heavy, like, divine counterpart energy from this. And I get really, like, just strong emotions. Like, there's definitely been a lot of pain and tears here. I feel like on both ends and in different spurts. Like, this is definitely something, this is not fresh energy. But the important thing is that this energy is having the opportunity to be revitalized. And I feel like it's because not just you, but this person as well, I think, is getting into that King of Pentacles energy, that solid, that reliable, committed energy where they're actually ready to move forward with something. They're actually ready to be solid and committed. I feel like you both are feeling more secure in yourselves. So like fears about things going wrong or stuff not coming to fruition just doesn't really matter as much because you have that solid feeling within yourself, if that makes sense. But I want to see what Spirit wants you to know about this connection, like moving forward. So Spirit, what do you want Pile 4 to know? Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, this is definitely coming. Spirit, what else do you want to know? What do you want Pile 4 to know about this connection? Okay, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Cups in reverse, once again, similar cards, different shit, different energy. The Seven of Cups, specifically in reverse, has come out from multiple piles. Okay, but Spirit, what else do you want Pile 4 to know? What else do you want Pile 4 to know about this connection? Okay, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Flamingos could be significant. Okay, what's this? Eight of Wands. Which way do you want to go, sir? Okay, reversed. And on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Swords in reverse as well. And underneath that, we have Scorpio, Death. Okay, hell yeah, this is good. This is awesome. So there has been a lot of blocked energy in this connection for a long time. And there's a lot of things that you both have been working through energetically, separately. But the biggest thing that Spirit is saying is that in order for this to work out, you really have to go into it with like not letting your ego get in the way of things. You really have to be like almost... I feel like Spirit just wants to be positive, because I do feel like this is movement. Like this is... I feel like there might be some kind of heart-to-heart here, or a romantic gesture, maybe somebody asking someone on a date, or like things moving to the next level here. And maybe that level is from not talking to talking. Maybe it's from dating to super dating. Maybe it's whatever it is. I don't know if super dating is a thing. But with this Seven of Cups in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse. This is kind of an explanation for things. I feel like the most this connection got to in the past was sort of a Page of Cups level. It was flirtatious, it was sweet, it was fun. There was promises of more, but those promises weren't kept for whatever reason. And I almost feel this sense of disappointment with saying that, because I think that for some of you, this was really disappointing. And for others of you, you were maybe the ones that didn't uphold that promise. No shade. But you feel that disappointment in yourself for maybe not doing that. And I think that's definitely something that needs to be released moving forward, because you can't change the past. You were doing the best you could with the knowledge you had. And it's really just time to release expectations here. Because I feel like in the past, both of you were overthinking this connection, like to extremes. I think there was a lot of miscommunication here, a lot of inability to really understand. I feel like you both have different love languages or with ways of communicating. I feel like both of you were very into the other, but very fearful of like what the other might think. And I definitely think there was projections here. Excuse me. Yeah, both of you had a hard time speaking your truth. And I think there was a lot of disillusionment in the past and a lot of broken dreams I'm hearing. And the reason why this action or lack of action is a thing is because you both have really needed time to get into this King of Pentacles energy. And the promising thing is that there's going to be positive movement forward after all of this residual energy from the past is released. But I think a lot of this already is released, and this is just Spirit saying, hey buddy, you're getting there. You're doing it. Like, snaps for that shit. You're getting it done, my dude. And I think that at this point, all Spirit wants you to do is release expectations and surrender to what you know in your heart and in your gut. Don't overthink this. Don't try to control it. Don't try to come up with some elaborate plan. Just let it happen the way it happens. You just need to stay vibing, and it's gonna happen naturally. It really is. There's gonna be change here, and it's honestly, instead of change, I feel like I should say rebirth. 13 reduces to 4, and I think that there's gonna be a solid foundation here that was not here before. I mean, on the back of the deck energy before, it was, a 3 and a 5. Kind of unstable. 3 can be a union energy, but it was in reverse because there just wasn't the solid grounding. There wasn't the ability to ground this connection into the 3D at that time. There was solid potential, but for whatever reason, it was not working. And I feel like now you both have reflected a lot on this. And I feel like what Spirit wants you to know is that you can trust what you feel intuitively. Because if you've been feeling like this person specifically is coming back, or that there's more to this story, or that there's more to this chapter, well, baby, let me tell you, the feelings are mutual. You're absolutely right. Your gut is not leading you astray. You can trust your gut here. I promise you, you can. I feel like you both have this kind of refusal to fully let go of one another. And for a while, you guys kind of have, but you've always been in the back of one another's minds. And I think, you know, there might need to be an apology of some kind or heart-to-heart conversation. But overall, I feel like Spirit is saying that there is going to be change here. And truthfully, I feel like the timing is very water related. And so it's just going to be when it feels right and when the time is right. It's going to be different for all of you. But I'm honestly really excited for you guys. Like, I feel kind of giddy. Like, oh, fuck yeah, pile 4. I think you're going to be really happy with where this ends up. So, yeah, this one was probably shorter than the other ones, but, you know, this message is a bit more straightforward. But I'm going to get you guys some advice cards and see what advice Spirit has for you when it comes to this connection instead of your love life. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4 when it comes to... Oh yeah, in the 8th house tarot, it's the 8th house is endings and beginnings. And so I think this is the end of a tough cycle and a new beginning is starting. So Spirit, what advice do you have? Okay, so we have levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try to find something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of the joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. And on the back of the deck, we have reliability. I am reliable. When I say I'll do something, I take whatever that something is seriously. This applies to all commitments, even the ones that may have seemed small and insignificant to a less reliable me. From now on, flaking is just for dandruff commercials and cereal factories. So I think that this is really speaking to needing to just continue being reliable to yourself and showing up for yourself, because I feel like if there's a lack of confidence in this, in like showing up for this connection, the best way to remedy that is to show up for yourself and just don't have expectations. Just allow things to happen as they will. And I think that when this connection, when you do have this like reunion in whatever way that it is, I really just think that, you know, you don't have to go into like serious shit and have those deep heart-to-hearts. Just have fun and like see where it goes and do what feels right. You know, don't put pressure on yourself or on this person or this connection for it to happen a certain way. I think the only way you can approach this situation, I'm really having trouble talking now. The only way you can have trouble or experience trouble in this situation is if you try to control things or set expectations. I think this is just a time where you need to be open to what Spirit has up their sleeves and just roll with it. Staying in that energy of surrender and acceptance is really going to get you where you want to be. So let's see here, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4 when it comes to this connection, please? Okay, well, we had these two guys fall out. So yes, we have the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, and a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. And on the back of the deck, what do you need to release? Waning moon. So yeah, I think there is that, like I said with that death card, that release. I think that, you know, acceptance of the past and what is, and releasing that, if that's something that's maybe stopping you from opening this connection fully. I kind of feel like I want to shuffle more of these and see what happens. Okay, well, prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. That's always good. Let's see what else. I knew it. I knew it. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. I was waiting for that to come out. I guess intuitively I was like, oh, there you are. I'll take you, because that's what I was thinking. But yeah, there's good shit coming, buddy. Like, please tell me about this, because I'm excited for you. But at this point, I'm going to get you guys songs and letters or numbers. So, Spirit, what songs do you have for pile 4? Okay, that's 4. Okay, you guys got 6. You're special. Every other pile got 5, but okay, let's see. Letters and numbers for pile 4, please, Spirit. Okay. So we have a broken X that turned into a Y. Heat. We have a G. We have a Q. We have 2 Qs. I feel like you both have questions for each other that will be answered. Remember, the answers you need are coming. We have a K. We have a G. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's a 2 and a V and an S. J. So G, K, S, V, J. G and J. I feel like I get those messed up. Oh, and 2 Qs. 2 cuties, haha. So we have 2, 2, and 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2 could be significant. We have a whack-ass 5 here. We have a 1, a 0, so we have 2 zeros. I feel like this definitely represents the fact that, oh no, we have 3 zeros. And 2 of them are green, so I totally feel like once both of your hearts are open to a fresh start, it'll happen. And Spirit's saying, like with this extra 0, they're like, yeah, we want this too. That's why we're driving you crazy about it. And we have this 3, which is a very divine number. So let's look at your songs now. So songs, not all of them have to resonate. I just grab a couple because I like to have options. The song could be relevant, the artist could be relevant, the lyrics in the song could be relevant. It could be a message from this person specifically, since I was picking up on a specific person. It could also be a like just a message from your guides. So let's see here. We have Should Have Said It by Camila Cabello. We have Vampires in Blue Dresses by Margot and the Nuclear So-Sos. We have Small Town by Hoodie Allen. Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. Without Me by Halsey. And finally, we have Eye of the Tiger by Survivors. So, interesting mix of energies, but I am going to leave your reading here, pile 4. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. I would love to hear. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you left it a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already, if you'd like to join our little fam and stay up to date on readings that I put out. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and letters. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!